Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we have Anaheim 2. This is, for me, it's round 2 because this is the second round that the track's actually dry. The good news is it looks like the weather, as of right now, it's not going to rain at all, 0% across the board for the day, which is good because we did not need another mudder. They've already changed the track a little bit. They took an over-under that was supposed to be on the track, and they took that out, just a normal turn. And it's going to be an exciting rest of the week. It's a triple crown. I used to not like triple crowns, but they've slowly kind of grown on me. You get to see the guys race more in the main event style. I think I just didn't like it because I was a big Tomac fan, and Tomac in his starts when they initially came out were not the best. Um, but it is exciting. It's interesting, and it's something different. So it's something to look forward to. And additionally, this will be round 1 of the Futures class, which is good. It's good for those guys to get out on the track and get some experience. The only thing I hope that they don't do is sometimes they might make the track pretty simple, kind of dumb it down a little bit so that it reduces the chance of those the Futures guys getting hurt. So hopefully, they can stay safe at the same time. The track can stay a little bit more to the professional standard for the main event races. But we'll see how it plays out. All right, in the 250 class, so the points leader right now, Jordan Smith. If I was Jordan, I'm picking, if you have the opportunity to win, maybe you go for it, but just focus on getting good starts and consistent main events because I think consistency will win. So if I'm Jordan, I'm staying consistent. Don't take any unnecessary chances, and just kind of use your opportunities and decide whether it's worth it or not. To make passes and try to win the race. Now, Levi Kitchen, he's 8 points back from Jordan. Now, if I'm him, it'd be good for him to get a win. He looked good last weekend, even though it was muddy. I would like to see what happens if he starts, maybe 6th or 7th. Can he get some speed to get up to the front, or is he just going to kind of get stagnant with where he's at and stay there? But I think he could win. I believe he did really well in this event last year. He might have won it as well. So I'm interested to see if he can come out and win. If not, maybe try to beat Jordan, at least get some points on him, and kind of tighten up the points race going into the break that they have coming up. RJ Hampshire, you don't have to win, RJ, but you do need to make up points. So you do need to beat Jordan Smith wherever he is. I think RJ has, he has the speed to win. We know this. It's just a matter of if he gets 3 good starts, and if he doesn't get a good start, is he going to push it too hard like he did last weekend? Because this is a consistent trend with RJ. He has these crashes that he's just pushing too hard. And like last weekend, he would have gained points rather than lose points, so he didn't need to do that. So he needs to pick his battles a little bit more wisely and understand that he just needs to make up points. You got a couple of East-West showdowns, and that's a good opportunity to make up a batch of points. And he just doesn't need to push it too hard because I think he overrides a little bit when he's trying to make wins, especially on the last lap or two. And then if I'm Joe Shimoda, I'd be a little concerned about the three main events or motos and having to get 3 good starts. He has not really shown us the best of starts this year, and I don't think he has a history of having good starts. But it is an opportunity to potentially make up some points. He has to win it. He's 31 points back at this point. He's got no chance but to win as many as he can, and hope for a little bit of luck, especially with the East-West showdowns. But if I'm Joe, you got to get 3 good starts. You have to, and you have to come out and win this. It's pretty simple. And then a couple riders that I'm interested to see what happens is Nate Thrasher. How well is he going to do in the dry track? I don't think he showed the most speed at Anaheim. And then Nate Thrasher, I think he didn't do too well at Anaheim 1, which is expected. He didn't spend a lot of time on the bike, so I'm interested to see how he will ride this time in a dry track. And maybe the win last weekend gives him some confidence and he can ride a little bit better. He's pretty far out of the points, but it would be good to see him do well and see where he can finish. And then lastly, Garrett Marchbanks, who is 3rd in the points currently. I just want to see him continue some of this, the confidence and the momentum onto the dry tracks. It would just be cool to see him out there finishing top 5 at least, or even getting another podium would be amazing. But we'll see how he rides. He's got to be consistent, and if he could get some good starts, that is the key, I think, for him. And all right, now into the 450 class. So first off, a couple of mentions. Jorge Prado decided he's racing Anaheim too, which is good because I was hoping he would get some more time on a dry track, get some experience, kind of gauge how he likes it a little more. And then Adam Cianciarulo popped up on the injury report with a cracked top of his finger. He is racing, but hopefully it doesn't bother him too much. And what's going to happen in the 450 class, I'm not too sure. I think Aaron Plessinger, you get the Cowboy, everybody's chasing him. He's been the most consistent rider throughout all three main events. But will that continue into three motos in the Triple Crown? That's a good question that I'm looking for. Maybe he's got a lot of sprint speed, and that's kind of like the key here is the sprint speed and starts. But I'm interested to see, if he can at least stay consistent. He was fifth, first, so hopefully he continues that trend, because that's really, if he can stay consistent and he'll have some luck with some other people, he could make a long-term championship run here. So I just need to see a little bit more consistency as far as like top speed from him, because he'll have these races where he's all of a sudden the fastest guy. But it would be interesting to see if he can carry some momentum or keep that consistency at least and finish at least top 5, hopefully on the podium. He lost a lot of time to those guys in Anaheim 1, and he's got to make some changes fast. Chase Sexton, he won last year at Anaheim 2 with Tomac's big get off. But I'm just kind of unsure about him and his bike setup on the dry track. We haven't gotten to see it since Anaheim 1, and he looked a little flat there. I think he said he made a lot of changes that should help him. So come Anaheim 2, which is now, let's see how that plays out, and if he's going to have some more speed, because he's going to have more speed if he's going to run up with like Jet and even Webb, because Jet Lawrence, he's not known to be the best at Triple Crowns. He did finally get one last year in the 250 class. However, I think that his starts have been, for the most part, minus the 2 mud races, a lot better on the 450 bike than in the 250s, which will bode well for him. And with his speed, he could easily get around some guys and make up some time. And I think that he could easily win this race, and he kind of needs to kind of stamp back on some respect from the events that kind of transpired last week. But I think he's a shoo-in to win. And I know I would love to see him and Chase battle. I'd love to see him and Jason get close to each other. There's 3 opportunities for that. But I just think that with his speed and the starts that he has right now, everybody's just got to step up and try to be better than him. But we'll see how it plays out. And then right behind Jet by 7 points in the standings is Jason Anderson. Jason, he's shown pretty good speed, some consistency. He needs to have better speed than he did in Anaheim 1. That's for sure. He wasn't as fast as Jet, and he wasn't as fast as Webb. He was just able to hold Webb off long enough for Webb to make a mistake. So we'll have to see. Can Jason show a little bit more speed, or he is really tough to pass? So if he gets out front, maybe he can hold up some people. And kind of spice things up. Also want to see what happens if he gets near Jet. He has a history of getting in some entanglements, so we'll see how that plays out. And then in 5th in the points is Cooper Webb. Now I really want to see Coop get a main event win. I think he had some bad luck the last couple of races. Even though he did get second last weekend, he was making a push to win. Got hit with some lappers. I think he has been the most impressive this year so far. I think that if he can show speed in Anaheim 2 like he did in Anaheim 1, that he has the opportunity to win. And he used his first Triple Crown win in the 450 class to kind of bolster himself to a championship win that year. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to win and if he'll do a little finger bang again over the finish line. But we'll see how he rides. It's all about the starts, I think, for him. Eli Tomac, he's the best at Triple Crowns. He needs to prove that he has speed and is improving the bike in dry conditions. He had an opportunity to make up some points with the wet, and he also had an opportunity to heal and get better. So hopefully he did so with his bike. But he kind of did lose some points last weekend, and kind of needs to, if he can be the king of the Triple Crowns still, find a way to win, and he has to, because he needs the points, and I would love to see him get some speed back on the dry tracks. I know it was a brutal injury. He didn't have that much time on the bike, and maybe those first 2 rounds or these last 2 rounds being mutters helped him. But we'll see when it's dry come Saturday night. And then Ken Roxon, he is the most unlucky rider so far, in my opinion. And he has great sprint speed, which bodes well for Triple Crowns. He can be good at starts. I think he deserves and needs a rebound. So I'm looking for him to at least finish in the top 3. And I really want to see him break out that SMX playoff speed that he had, because he was able to handle the jet. He was right there with him, and then same with Chase. So he has the opportunity. He's got the speed. We've seen it. It's just a matter of if he can get a good start and stay, rubber side down and not crash. But I think that if anybody deserves a win right now throughout the past 3 rounds, it is Ken Roxon. Dylan Ferrandis, who is currently 5th in points, or 6th in points. He's really been consistent. Dylan Ferrandis, he's been really consistent. He's tied with Anderson and Webb for really 4th in points. They're 4, 5, and 6. So he's been consistent, and he's just never really blossomed in 450 Supercross. But it's good to see him, on his Honda doing pretty well. And then Justin Barcia, I'm just not too sure about Barcia and how well he is coming off all of the injuries that he sustained last year. He's 20 points back in 9th. Did get a podium, so maybe that'll boost his confidence and maybe he'll do a little bit better. But we'll find out. And also Malcolm Stewart, he needs to show something. I mean, he showed some speed in the heat race, but he hasn't made it out of the first lap without crashing. So he needs to show some speed and help the Husqvarna team at least get something going, which I think he can do. Again, he's just right there with Ken, and he keeps crashing on the first turn, and he needs to clean that up and show that he does have the speed, which I believe he has. And these are some of my thoughts going into Anaheim too. Please let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you. Peace.